Welcome to the devotional series where we're looking at all the passages in the Old Testament that refer to Christ, and there are many. But today we're going to continue with Psalm 22, which is a psalm that Jesus quotes quite a bit on the cross and is attributed to him. We're going to be looking at verses 14 through 18 today, and I'll just be talking about them and as I read them. So verse 14, I am poured out like water, all my bones are out of joint, my heart is like wax. Think about your heart being like wax, your bones everything's being poured out. You are totally wasted. That's sort of what these verses are all about. My heart is like wax, it's melted within my breast. My strength is dried up like a potsherd, or a potsherd. Anyway, that's a piece of pottery often found in an archaeological site, so a little piece of pottery. So the psalmist says, my strength is dried up like a piece of pottery that's found in an old archaeological site. These images are so stark and so harsh and are really hard. And my tongue sticks to my jaws. You ever been so thirsty that your mouth is so dry that your tongue sticks to your jaws or sticks to the mouth? You lay me in the dust of the earth. For dogs encompass me. Dogs might be the devil. The devil encompasses me. A company of evildoers encircles me. They have pierced my hands and feet. I can count all my bones. You ever seen a starving horse or a starving dog, and you can see the bones just sticking out? There's no flesh anymore, and that's sort of the point here as well. A company of evildoers encircles me. They have pierced my hands and feet. I count all my bones. Sort of like that animal that's starving. I count all my bones. They stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots. Well, there's a pretty direct quote for when the soldiers were casting lots for Jesus' clothing when he was on the cross. All of this goes to show that Jesus went a long distance for us, that he was willing to go to his very death for our sins so that we could have a relationship with God. You know, one of the things that's so important is that, and I like to say this over and over again, that light and darkness cannot be together. So when light enters a room that's dark, the darkness goes away. They don't exist together. And in the same way, and you know, John talks about that. The light came into the world in John 1. But this whole idea that sin and righteousness, God's righteousness, cannot be in the same place at the same time. When the light enters the darkness goes away. When God enters a place, the sin has to die. It has to go away. And so that was our problem, is we could not connect with God because of that sin problem. And that's what Jesus is doing on the cross. He's taking away our sins so that now God sees Jesus' righteousness when he looks at us, and can once again we can have a relationship with God. All of this was done because of the work of Jesus on the cross. All of it was predicted by the psalm writer in 22 was predicting, maybe not even knowing it, but was predicting that Jesus would one day suffer and die for our sins. Well, we're going to have one more session in Psalm 22. That'll be tomorrow. If you want a little more upbeat psalm, you can go to the next one, which is Psalm 23, and you probably know that's one of the greatest psalms of all time, the 23rd Psalm. God bless and have a good day.